Hey, hello everyone and welcome to Extreme Graphics Tech. My name is Angelo, and before starting the video today, I want to wish everyone a happy new year. I hope this is the year where you get everything you want for that new gaming PC you are wishing for. And if you already bought the PC you won last year, well, I hope you get extra performance this one by using new drivers and DLSS 4 and FSR 27. The important thing is seems to be a great year for gaming, and I hope to bring you as much analysis, PC game analysis as I can. But before starting that, I wanted today to talk to you about something different. Today I'm just going to be talking and not showing you any benchmarks at all because I can. And the reason I can is because I want to talk to you about this car that you see here. Well, not this car actually. This is the 1060. A car that has been like the king of gaming for a long time, and this is, I think this is going to be a legend, a myth. Many years from now, people are going to be talking about the 1060 like a mythical unicorn, something that came at a specific time and blew everybody away with the performance and cost of the car, and something that apparently, if things keeps going the way they are, is never going to happen again. However, the reason I bring the 1060 is because, as you know, the 1060 has been the most popular card on Steam for a long time. However, a couple of months ago, it was dethroned by the 1650. Which is, it's still quite an old car, all considered, because it's from the RTX 2000 generation. They released some cars at the time without the ray tracing and DLSS capabilities. And the 1650 was the lowest one of them all. And it was, during that time, mining and everything that was happening and all, it seems like an interesting car to buy, especially because it didn't need extra power. Not all models did this. Some models did require some extra power, like because they came a little bit overclocked, but in general, it didn't need an extra power. So for many people, it was the budget choice. However, it become the king of Steam, and ever since I've been trying to buy one. I never been really interested in the 1650, lower end cars, not because I don't think they provide value, but because sometimes they don't provide value. What I mean with this is that we have cars like the 64,000 from AMD, or the 65,000 XT, or the 1650, and I don't think they are good cars for the price. So I normally don't tend to buy them because I think they are uninteresting from a buyer's perspective. However, the 1650 became the most popular one. But I also think there is a trick there, that is the fact that probably Steam is counting all the mobile 1650, because Nvidia is not making any difference between the two, and so the Steam survey doesn't really make a difference either, because it doesn't know if it's a mobile chip or not. So many laptops came with the 1650 as a GPU, which allow many people to, game even if it was on a budget. I myself bought one Asus TUF laptop with a 1650 that I gave to my wife as her Christmas present, like 2 or 3 years ago, and it's been serving her very well. And you can still play whatever you want if you want, even especially on a laptop, because you can lower resolution to 900p or 720p and still look okay. If you're playing indie games, it's still more than enough. However, I don't understand why people are buying this car even today. And of course, I am not here to tell people what to do with their money, in the sense that at the end of the day, you are free to do whatever, and I'm not going to criticize you for that. However, I don't understand it. And yes, I know I'm asking in the title of the video, why is people buying it? But it's more like a catchy title to get your attention. My question is that ever since the 1650 became the most popular car on Steam, well, I then decided to buy one. I thought, okay, well, it's the time to buy one, because I want to bring it to the channel and show to people who may be interested in it what it's all about. However, when I started looking for prices new, at least here in the UK, The cheapest one I could get is around 150 to 170. At the moment, right now, is 170. At the time I was trying to buy one, you could buy it for 150. So 170 pounds for a 1650 sounds like extremely too much money for what it is, even new, considering you can get like an X580 for 80 pounds, or like a 5600 XT for 120, and recently I bought the Vega 56 for 140. And yes, I know there is one big advantage that the 1650 has, which is the fact that it doesn't need a big amount of power, so it may run from the power of your computer. Many people are probably buying cheap old computers and just putting a 1650 in it and calling it a day. But I don't know, it seems to me that even with that reasoning, I will go and buy like a 6500 XT, even if I'm using on a PCI Express 3.0, because it seems like a more powerful car on every single way. And I know the 6500 XT needs power, but I cannot believe that everyone buying a 1650 today is still, you know, doing it just because of the power consumption, because any power supplies that you have around will give you enough powers to like an RX 5080 or the 6500 XT, which is a more future-proof car, even if it doesn't have AV1 and hardware and code and other things. And believe me, I am not recommending the 6500 XT because I think it's one of the worst release car in a long while. However, considering the whole situation, I think the 6500 XT is an okay car compared to the 1650. But the biggest problem is that, okay, fine, you know, you're buying this new or whatever and doing, but then I said, okay, let's look for this car on the used market, at least here in the UK. I lost one yesterday because it was sold for 90 pounds. Really? Is people paying 90 pounds for a 1650? I think maybe people, you know, everybody knows Nvidia and they are fixed with Nvidia, and everybody wants Nvidia, and they don't know alternatives, but it makes no sense to me. As I said, you can get an RX 580 for 80 pounds and even less here in the UK. And people prefer to buy for 90 pounds. I have seen them go up to 120 to 130. As I said, you can get a 5600 XT for that amount of money. So what's going on? Why is people buying the 6050 like there is no tomorrow? It's because it became the more popular one on Steam and everybody buying is YouTubers like me, or it's because by becoming the most popular one on Steam, people think it's the best budget card they can buy? Because I'm not quite sure what's going on there. As I said, I don't think everybody buying this is doing it because it doesn't need power. Because nowadays, you don't need much power to move many, and I mean an incredible power supply or anything like that. A 500 watt power supply will be able to move a 5600 XT and an RX 580 for, you know, and they cost like 40 pounds, at least here in the UK. So if you buy even an RX like a 580 and a power supply, it's going to be cheaper than buying like a new 1650 or paying 120 or 100 pounds for it. It makes no sense. You will get a new power supply and you will get a better car for your money. So for extra 20 pounds, you can get both, for example, or if you have already a decent power supply, you can get a 5600 XT. And I know you are not always going to find the same price in the used market, but I think, you know, if you have a little bit of patience, you can go between those three cars easily. Yes, the Vega 56 is going to be a much harder proposition because they are much bigger cars. They are not going to fit on every case that people have, especially if they are small, and those do need a lot more power. But I think the 5600 XT, and as I said, the 6500 XT new is a much better proposition. It's 170 pounds, it's small, doesn't need too much power, and it's a new car. And even used, you can get it for a lot less, and it's faster than the 1650. So I'm a little bit baffled about this. Has Nvidia really this reach in the market that people who are buying cars just go for Nvidia and that's it? They never look around, never look back, or never look at anything else? I don't know. I've been trying to buy a 1650 just to, you know, show you guys the performance of the car and see what it's all about, at least how, you know, what can you expect from a 1650. But I have not been able to, because I'm not willing to pay more than £70 for a used one, and I am not going to pay £170 for a new one because it's not worth it. It's one of those cars where you say no, that's not what it's worth. So it's become popular, and that's a car that, from my point of view, shouldn't even cost new more than £120. And I will pay used no more than 70. That's my top. I said no, not gonna pay for it. But I see people paying more, a lot more than that, for a used one, which for me makes no sense. As I said, I paid 80 for an RX 580, and it wasn't difficult to get at that price at all. So I wouldn't be willing to pay 100. And yeah, well, you know, if I was a 1 million or even a 20,000 subscribers channel, maybe I wouldn't mind, because I would recover the money from the video itself. But in my case, that's not. This channel doesn't even monetize because I have not 1,000 subscribers, so I'm not willing to pay that amount of money. So this is what I wanted to talk to you guys, and I would like your opinions. And you know, how much are you willing to pay for a 1650? You were looking for one used and new. How much? What price do you think they should be? Is right to buy this? I mean, if you buy one and that's what you want, you can't even spend £1,000. That's your money, and you have the right to do whatever you want with your money. But I guess the reason you watch channels like mine, bigger ones especially, is to have to invest your money in a more intelligent way. But you know, I don't understand. I can understand why it's the most popular on Steam, because yeah, for a while it was building momentum. You know, people were buying that because it was the only thing available. There is a lot of 1650 on laptops, and well, you know, that all adds up and it becomes the more popular, and that's fine. But why in 2023 people are still buying 1650 for that amount of money, new and used, when they are not worth it? It's honestly because it's the only option. I don't think there is, especially used, as I said, because yeah, new, well, we could discuss about that, but used. So if you're seeing a 1650 for £90 and an RX 580 for 80, why would you pay £90 for a 1650? What is there that I'm missing here? Or as I said, it's just because the Nvidia name, and people goes to it and has a value, and people thinks it's better just because of that, and it's the most popular car on Steam. But anyway, for anyone that doesn't have an answer or is looking for a 1650, just please look for something else. If you're looking used market, there are better options out there with even more RAM, like the 580, even the 570. You can get it for very good prices nowadays. I am not sure, but I will dare to say that even the 470 is probably going to be on level or faster than a 1650. I'm not sure there, and don't take my word for granted because I haven't looked or tested those cards, but I'm sure that the 570 will be a better card. And even if you get the 4GB version, because that's how much amount of RAM the 1650. So please, if you're looking for used cards, look for something different, unless you get it for like £50 or £60, then it makes sense, or dollars or the equivalent. But if you're going over that, don't do it, because I think you're wasting your money. So I hope this video can save some people some money and maybe go towards something different, because I don't think it's worth it, the used market. And new for 170, I will never pay that amount of money unless you really need the warranty. I will risk it and I will go with something else, like an RX 580, a 5600 XT, or anything else. Even a 1060 used will give you much better performance and more VRAM than a 1650. So try to go for the used market for better prices, because you're going to get much better there than buying a new 1650. The only reason I can think of a 1650 as a valid choice, and even then, I don't know, as I said, I would maybe prefer to buy like a new power supply, is when you don't have like a 6-pin PCI connector or 8-pin PCI connector for some of the cars I'm mentioning here. But please, just try to invest your money a little bit better if you can. So yeah, that's all I have to say for today. I don't know, give me your opinion, your thoughts about this, and why is this? Thank you very much, and see you on the next video.